Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, recently I showed you the top break revolver that I just bought, but this is something else I just bought. What you're looking at here is a Civil War vintage. I think it's an 1855 model that was marked 1860. Lorenz. It's an Austrian rifle. Well, Austria had a bunch of these when our Civil War broke out. We ended up with buyers, well, from both sides, Confederate and Union. They sent buyers to Europe looking for any guns that they could get their hands on. And they came across these stashes of Lorenz. And the Union bought about 250,000-ish, and the Confederates bought about 100,000, and they went at it with these things. This is an actual Lorenz from the Civil War. Now, it's got a few warts and all problems about it. For one thing, it's missing the hammer. Well, that hammer is almost exactly the same as the one that the Enfield uses or the Springfield. Well, Dixie Gun Works markets a Springfield one. It was only 20 bucks, so I ordered it because I want to fix this. Also, it's missing the ramrod. I don't know, I'm not going to be able to find an original Lorenz ramrod for it, but Dixie also makes a recreation of the Springfield ramrod, which should fit this. Now, I can tell that this happens to be a Confederate one and not a Union. The reason behind that is the Union was using the 1861 Springfield and the 1859, I think, Enfields, both in 58 caliber. They're using the 58 caliber mini ball in them. The Lorenz, on the other hand, was chambered in 54, 55-ish caliber. And these were kind of rough when they got them because they had been through there's a Silesian War, the Franco-Prussian War, all sorts of well, let's see now, the Prussian-Austrian War. And I forget, there were several different wars that they'd been through, so they were warts and all when they got them, when the South and the North got theirs. But this one's got a good trigger spring on it, and it looks to have a good hammer spring, which I'll know when I've got a hammer to put on it and screwed down. Needs to have a nipple fixed or worked on because this one's been peened down quite a bit. But I think I can remove this nipple, and if I can, I'll clean that hole out and then see if I can find one with a matching thread. Again, Dixie Gun Works might have it. Now, Lorenz, by the way, they came in 3 different patterns. A long one with a basically an extremely fine sight and tighter rifling in it. A medium one that had not quite so tight a rifling, but also had an adjustable sight. And a short one that was used basically as a carbine and only had this fixed sight. So this is a short one. Also, the North, when they got theirs, as I said, they were used to the 58 caliber. So what they did with all their Lorenz is they bored them all out to 58 caliber, or 5.77. But the South didn't. They just went with the 54s. And this has not been bored. It's a 54 caliber ball fits down that hole. So that means this is a Confederate Lorenz, which matches the provenance from the lady who sold it to the gun store I bought it at, because she said she had it from South Carolina. Well, from what I read, I don't know about South Carolina. The actual, like the Army of Virginia did not use the Lorenz, but the Tennessee boys did, and South Carolina might have. I don't know. And there were some used in Mississippi. So, I don't know exactly. Looks to me like this is stained beechwood that the stock is made of, and that's correct. Some are walnut, but most were made out of beech, and this looks like stained beechwood. And it's a good rifle, and I'll be able to tell more about it once I've got this nipple fixed and a hammer reset on it. But kind of cool. Now I've got an Enfield, a Springfield, and a Lorenz. Makes me happy. My complete Civil War collection. Well, not complete, but I've already got the revolvers over there. I've even got a Lamont, but you know, 1860s and 1851 Colts and Remingtons and all of that. I don't have a Star. I don't have, my buddy the Czar's Taylor, he's got a Beaumont Adams. Lovely thing, absolutely lovely thing. And I'd love to have an Adams, you know, the whole idea of a British or a British Bulldog would be cool. But I don't know. Anyway, when I get this Lorenz fixed up, I'll think I'll do another video on it if you like. So, well, this one's been worked on. It's got a cheek rest on this side. So, and I don't think they came with a cheek rest, so I think this had been worked on, unless it came from Austria set up this way, which is possible. Who knows? Anyway, that's about all I got to say. Happy trails.